Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, can I say a huge thank you to Stuart and his campaign team. I think they've done a wonderful job in ensuring that this issue has become so much at the forefront of the public mind. In politics, there are occasions where you become just so passionate about something, and this is one of them for me. From day one, I have felt so very strongly about this measure, which I believe is wrong on 2 counts, and I'll deal with that in just a minute. But the other duty as a politician is to represent your constituents. And across Mid Scotland and Fife, I think I've probably had my largest mailbag ever on this topic, the vast majority of which has been hugely critical. So it was for these 2 reasons that I decided I had to play a leading role in Parliament in opposing this policy. I think it's wrong on 2 counts. Firstly, I think it is morally wrong because I believe fundamentally that it is expanding the role of the state at the expense of parents and their families. I therefore think that it undermines an awful lot of the responsibilities that go with family life. And worst of all, I think it threatens to undermine the trust that parents and families naturally put in health workers, in social workers, and in teachers, who are obviously in a prime role when it comes to looking after children as well. And it's that problem, which I know our speakers will come to later, which I think is of a very serious concern indeed. I don't believe it's necessary for a minute. A vast majority of parents across Scotland are doing a thoroughly good job. They have absolutely no need, nor indeed any wish, to have a named person. And the idea that all children from 0 to 18 is just completely unacceptable to me. I think the idea that 16 to 18-year-olds, who are obviously treated by law as adults in other areas, are in need of a named person, I just do not understand the logic of that. So from that angle, I believe that there is a moral principle, and we will hear later on this morning about some of the wider perspective on this, because I think this is not just about this policy. I think it is about a move that is pervasive across the whole of the political spectrum just now, which I think is dangerous. But secondly, I believe it is wrong because I don't think it is practically appropriate. The very children that we should be wanting to help are our most vulnerable. And therefore, by definition, to insist that this policy becomes universal means that you will be diverting attention and resources away from our most vulnerable. So that in itself, I think, is a point, and it's a point that's been put very clearly by a lot of our local authorities who feel very concerned about how they will be able to both fund and staff this. But I also don't think it's going to work. I really don't believe that this can work well because I think, well, the body of people who are here this morning just exemplify the strength of feeling about this policy, and I think there are so many people who will simply not accept that there is a need for a named person with their children. So I think there are practical issues, but I think probably the more important is this issue about where we are going as a society and morally. I don't want to say any more because we have real experts in the field when it comes to our public services. But I do want to say thank you very much for the help that you have given to this campaign and to me as an MSP. You will know that I have some colleagues in the Parliament who feel as strongly as I do, but obviously there are a majority who have not felt that way. The Children and Young People's Bill was passed some months ago. But I think there is a very serious issue about this content. And I know for a fact that there are MSPs who didn't say so at the time, but who now feel that they have done the wrong thing. So thank you very much for turning up, and anything that you can do to help will be very much appreciated. Thank you.